Alright, so it's time for my challenge recap. So in the prior episode, we see All Brawl, Cam and Kyle win over CT and Big T, and ultimately Michi and Amber M are the house vote, and they go against Josh and Nani. Josh and Michi go against each other because it's a guy's elimination. Michi goes home, couldn't even get past the puzzle, and Josh gets his gold skull, decides to stay with Nani. Amber M is a rogue agent. Yeah, pretty much sums it up, right? So this episode revolves a lot around the drama between Amber M, Amber B, Gabby's involved as well. Amber B, who has stayed relatively low throughout the season, right now comes out under fire and she's being talked about a lot. Amber M realizes that Amber B voted her in and she's not happy about it, to say the least. They do try to have a chat, but it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it's just what happened, you know? She voted you in and that's just it. She chose Big Brother over the Rookie Alliance. One of them had to come over the other. And that's how the cookie crumbles. Amber B stayed very calm throughout this whole chat. She seems like a pretty calm person, so she's like, yeah. You know, she tries to defend it, but I think the best thing to do in situations like this is just own up to it. Yeah, I did it. So obviously Cam wants Teresa to go in. We already heard about this last episode. And she doesn't want to give her an easy opponent. She doesn't want to give her someone that she could beat. She wants to give her somebody that will send her home. I think they mentioned Lolo and Casey. Gabby has also turned against Amber B. Amber B mentioned not really trusting Gabby to Amber M, and she feels like, you know, they're turning against her, which they are. And Gabby's offended by this. She's like, I thought we were on good terms. And they obviously have a chat as well. And Gabby has a chat with Amber M. And Amber M says she knows what the B stands for in Amber B. It's Amber Backstabber. I like the little moment between Teresa and Corey where they bond over being parents. I thought that was really sweet. I like these very real talk moments. It's a nice break from all the drama, competition, and craziness. So I was actually really excited for this episode because it's trivia, and I think trivia is fun, and it's fun to play along with them and try to guess the answers and to also see them fail. This is TJ's favorite challenge of the season. He gets a lot of joy out of it. We see him get a kick out of asking these questions and hearing their responses and being able to see them suffer. It was called Mission Interrogation, which I think is a clever name. It's done in 2 groups and over freezing water. They get asked true or false questions. It makes it easier that it's not multiple choice. You have a 50-50 chance. The winners will each get $5,000 from Burger King, which I'm like, that's awesome. Trivia starts with a square root question for Corey. I know him out of all people. I learned in this challenge what TJ stands for. I didn't know his full name. It was funny to see the people that were so terrified of going in the water. Which, I mean, I'd be terrified too. But Kyle was hilarious. Big T was hilarious. They're just like holding on for dear life. Anissa, Nani, CT, and Corey drop. I was dying at Casey thinking werewolves were vegetarian. TJ was like, how'd you get that wrong? I loved Darrell's commentary on it. He's like, werewolves eat meat. They will hunt your down. Casey eventually drops. Lolo drops. Devin and Darrell were the last 2 in that heat. Devin was struggling. He had been in that position for a bit. Darrell still hadn't reached that incline. Darrell kept getting questions right, and eventually Devin drops and Darrell wins that heat. Big T dropped first in her heat. Gabby decided to sabotage Amber B, and that's, you know, that lines were definitely drawn. Amber drops, and then Teresa drops hard. That must have hurt. Gabby drops right after sabotaging Josh. Josh drops. Leroy drops. Cam, Fessy, and Nam were the last ones in this heat. Fessy drops, and Cam had to be disqualified because she kept holding on to the sides. I think she knew she was going to drop. I don't think it was that she was trying to cheat or anything. I think she was just like scared to go down like that and then not have the strength to be able to go down feet first. That's the way I interpreted it. So yeah, ultimately, Nam wins that heat. So it comes down to either Darrell or Nam, and Darrell wins because he answered the most correct questions and held on the longest. They get the money, of course, and they get Whoppers for life. Never go hungry. Amber B talks about wanting to go in to get her skull, that she really wants to go in, but also kind of seems like she doesn't, because it's just like, it depends on what it is and who it's against, you know? Like, I don't think she wants to go in against Teresa. House vote definitely looks like it's going to be Teresa, because that's the easiest way to go. They all want her out. Nani persuades Amber B to lean more towards Teresa rather than Gabby, because Teresa's a bigger player and it's better to get her out now before she can go to a final. So Amber B and Gabby have another chat, and Amber B tells Gabby that she's not going to go in, you know, that she just wants Teresa to go in. And this doesn't necessarily fix things between them. I think, of course, Gabby's just like, it just benefits you, you know, more to throw in Teresa rather than throwing in me. So things are still definitely not great. Amber B has a talk with Casey about going in. Casey wants to go in and she thinks that she could beat Teresa. She feels it is her time to go in and get her skull. So when it comes down to the house vote, you could feel the tension between Nani and Teresa. There's just still a lot of beef there. And it was incredibly awkward. The first time it had been very quiet during this, and nobody wanted to talk because they didn't want to tell Teresa that she was going in, so they were just sitting there. Amber M says aloud that she will be voting Teresa in. Lolo also spoke up and said, at this point, I've learned that everybody's mind is already made up, so it doesn't matter. Let's just get this over with. So obviously Teresa and Corey were compromised. There was really no suspense for this. I think it was pretty obvious, and pretty much the whole house voted for them. So when it comes down to Amber B deciding if she wants to go in against Teresa, Darrell's very frustrated because he's like, we won, I don't know when we're gonna get this chance again, and she doesn't want to go in. Like, come on, just go in and get your skull. And Amber B ultimately decides not to. She's like, okay, I'm gonna give this opportunity to my friend Casey. And yeah, they vote Casey in. TJ, such a little devil, trying to tease the guys, Corey and Leroy. JK, it's a girl's elimination, not a guy's elimination. You guys don't have to worry. So the elimination competition was snapping point, kind of like a tug of war with rings. Right when I saw it and heard what it was all about, I was like, this is something Casey is going to excel at. If she doesn't, I would be incredibly surprised. I think she definitely has the advantage in something like this. She gets the first ring easily. Teresa tries to stay steady, but I think Casey is bigger and stronger. I think, you know, she's a football player, so yeah, it wasn't looking good for Toxic T. She gets the second ring in, then the third, and she wins the elimination. And she gets her skull. I felt bad for Teresa, and I cried listening to her talk after, and saying that she didn't have closure before when she left the challenge because she got pregnant, and she really wanted to come back and prove to her kids that you can follow your dreams, that you could do things for yourself. And it was just so sweet and so true. Casey knew she would, decided to stay loyal and stay with Leroy. She did not want to switch partners. Corey ends up being paired with rogue agent Amber M. Good luck, Amber. Gonna need it. So we see this little promo for the next episodes. I'm assuming it didn't seem like it was just one episode. It seemed like a promo for the rest of the season. We see Big T and CT fight. I think she calls him a liar. There's a Gabby and Fessy hookup, fights, crying, drama, competition, talk of the final. Yeah, a lot to look forward to. So let me know your thoughts about this episode in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more challenge content.